Greetings. I'm Bala. What I have built here is a financial instrument information chatbot on the Telegram Messenger platform. So what the bot does is it basically takes some specific queries from the user, like the ticker or the symbol, financial symbol, and a specific data point that is needed, and then it gives like a response back to the user. So where the bot connects is the bot connects to the Yahoo Finance APIs and gets these informations. Currently, the bot supports three kind of instruments, which are common stock, currencies, and the cryptocurrencies. Let's begin by talking like how the code is organized in the project. So the code is built into multiple modules for each of the functionality and segregated accordingly. So we have to support the financial instruments, we have the financial instrument base abstract class, which has some specific methods defined, and I will show them. So the financial instrument base class has like supported queries by an instrument and a method to make requests to the Yahoo Finance APIs, and a method and a generic method that will log the queries that are entered by the user to like a query input file. So the financial instrument in base class is implemented by like three concrete classes, which would be common stock, currency, and cryptocurrency. Each of these concrete classes provide like concrete implementations of the make request method and the supported queries method, and the bot uses these methods to connect to the Yahoo Finance APIs and get the information that is requested by the user. So each of these instruments are defined into their own module. For example, common stock is in a common stock module, cryptocurrency classes are in the cryptocurrency module, and currency ones are in the currency module. Now, the main program that is used to start the bot is the messenger program. It's in its own messenger module, and it has the methods to main method to start this bot, to start the user interaction. So this messenger takes the input and passes it on to a handler, like the message handler. I have a message handler and a handler package. So the message handler invokes like a method to validate the user input that is being passed to it. So the validate input validates like to make sure that what the user passed is like a valid string, and once it is validated, the handler invokes the get provider method, and based on what kind of instrument the user has requested, the right provider is being given back to the messenger. So the messenger invokes this provider and makes a request to the Yahoo APIs and brings out the information. So briefly we will see like what are the different methods that are supported. So for common stock, we support general stock information, corporate actions, dividends and split, average daily volume on the stock price, fundamental data, and market capital. For currencies, we support the traded date of the currency, price of the currency in USD, and the time zone of the currency. For cryptocurrencies, we support first traded date of the currency price, time zone in against GMT, the algorithm used by the crypto, the circulating supply in the market, and the average daily volume. All this information are pulled from the Yahoo APIs. To begin a demo, we start by like we start the messenger platform. So the messenger is started by running the messenger program in my computer. So I click it, and then it starts pulling the bot for any message or input from the user. So here I launch the bot. So this bot was created on the Telegram platform. So Telegram platform has this bot fodder, using which which gives some commands to create our own bot, like choose a name for it, and then it gives an API key, and we use this API key in the messenger to to connect to the chat. So the Messenger Pi, like we have the API key defined, and the API key is used with the Telegram API, and this is how we connect to the bot. So the program continuously polls, like every half a second the program polls for any chat that has been entered by a user. So now we will start interacting through the bot. So I open my bot and then I start interacting by saying like a hi. So now the user is presented with like the different options that he can choose. He could choose like a common stock or a currency or a cryptocurrency. At each step, we are providing an option to do a start again. So if if the user wants to stop and goes back to the first step, he could always click on the start again and do what he wants. So let's start by taking like an example of common stock. So once the user chooses common stock, he is presented with the different options that the common stock provides. You can take stock information, corporate actions, dividends, average daily volume, stock price, fundamental data, or market capital, or we have the option to start all over again. Now for this, let's try to see what the price of Apple is today. So let's click on stock price, and then the user is provided with like a top 10 tickers that are traded in the market. Here we have like Apple, Microsoft, Google, Facebook, Amazon, Johnson & Johnson, JP Morgan, Berkshire Hathaway, Visa, Tesla. So and the user has an option to start again. So the user is also allowed to enter a freeform text, which you will see shortly. So now let's say, for instance, I want to see what the price of Apple is. I click on Apple. So now the call is being made to the Yahoo Finance API, and the Apple price is displayed in US dollars. Now if you want to verify, we can quickly verify this. So 146.77 is listed in NASDAQ, and this is what we got from Yahoo. Now once again, I want to see a little bit more information on common stocks only. So I choose common stock, and this time I want to choose a different function. Let's say I want to see dividends. So I click on dividends, and I would like to see the dividends paid by Tesla, and I get this information like what is the dividends paid by Tesla. Now I always have the option to enter freeform text. So I go to common stock, and then I don't have GameStop listed here, and I want to see like the market capital of GameStop. So I click on market capital, and I see accidentally chose Berkshire Hathaway, and it printed me the market capital of Berkshire Hathaway. So once again, I will go into common stock. I will click on market capital, and this time instead of choosing one of these tickers here, I will do like a freeform text. So I will put the ticker for GameStop, which will be GME, and then I hit enter, and the program prints the market capital of GME in US dollars. So this is about common stock. Now let's say like I want to see what about currencies. So I go into I want to see it about currencies. I click on currency, and I can choose like one of the functions that I would like to see. For this, I would choose the currency price in USD, and let me choose one of the currencies like the British pounds, and now the call is being made to the Yahoo API, and they get the GBP price in USD as $1.38, and I can go into currency again, and this time let me choose like currency price in USD again. This time I will show one feature we have added here, which is like I maintain a map, like a static map of the country name to the currency code. So if the user doesn't see the currency listed here, the user can always start typing the country name. In this case, let me choose Chile, and hit enter, and internally the map, the program reads from the map, finds the currency for Chile, which is CLP, and then it prints the price in US dollars. Now I always have the option to start again at every step. This time I will go into cryptocurrency and quickly show like some of the cryptocurrency that we have. I would like to see first traded date of, say for example, Bitcoin. So I will go into the first traded date, and then the very first option I have is Bitcoin. So I click on Bitcoin, and then the first trade date I get is 2014 September 16, which is being given by the API again. One more time I go into cryptocurrency, and then I would like to see currency pricing USD for one of the cryptocurrencies. Let's choose Ethereum this time. So Ethereum price is $2,285.98, and that's the current price today. So I always have the option to start again, so I can always click start again and then do the same set of operations again. So we have like an ability to log all the queries that we are making, and so the log, we have like we are using the Python built-in logger from the logging module, and we are writing the logs in the run log file. So this is a size-based logger, and then it just records like any of the inputs that we have made, and what response that was from the API, and any errors that were encountered, and we have all of this logged information which can be used for any debugging purpose. Similarly, I have like a query input file which is like which rolls daily, and every day, like what are the queries made by the user, I'm logging them, and this can be used for any kind of training the bot that we would like to do, any kind of extension that we want to do. We could use this data. So since we have like a set of inputs that the user has entered, we can use this information to train the bot further. For example, during the session we queried for Apple, Tesla, Berkshire Hathaway, GameStop, GVP, we queried for Chile for currency, and then we trade couple of cryptocurrencies, and all of that information is logged over here, and this can be used for further training and study. This is all about the bot, and I will publish a document on how to run the bot in real time, like how to generate an API key and then like invoke the bot locally, so we can play around with that, and that's about it. This is my project. Hope you enjoyed my video. Thank you very much.